Hello, bonjour, pidji lassi, faucha. Welcome to Cape Breton, welcome to Sydney, and welcome to the Fortress of Louisbourg. La Forteresse de Louisbourg was built in 1713 and was a consequence of the Treaty of Utrecht, where the French had to leave Newfoundland and mainland Nova Scotia, and they settled here as a fishermen.
I work from a pattern that's punched into a piece of paper to begin with, and in each one of those little holes that make up the pattern I insert a pin and I braid around the pin so the threads are closed around the pins. Technically a form of finger weaving. We call it bobbin lace because my threads are anchored on bobbins. Lace was more akin to jewelry. It's a status symbol. The height of fashion. So this will go around a lady's cuff eventually. And both ladies and gentlemen wear it during this period. Even here in the colonies, people were quite meticulous, at least the upper classes, in how they presented themselves, and lace was part of it. We're colonial, we're not pioneer. We don't want to adapt. We want to live as we would live in France. And this is a military captain's house, and he belonged to the upper classes here. And he was Captain Michael DeGan. He was one of 8 captains that served here, each responsible for a company of roughly 70 men. Very powerful. Very corrupt, and there was a certain level of corruption that was tolerated in the 18th century. But I'm afraid these gentlemen went beyond what was considered acceptable. They sent a governor to clean it up. His name was Ducanel. He did clean it up somewhat, but then he died and things went back the way they were before.
Elle est condamnée à 2 heures par jour au carcan et ensuite sera bannie de cette ville pour le reste de sa vie. The public is here advised that Judith Bansard, known as the Breton woman, a servant employed by Captain Villejoin, has been questioned, tried, and found guilty of stealing her master's possession. She is to be sentenced to spend 2 hours in the iron collar and then will be banished from the city for the rest of her life.
Right now I'm on duty, so I'm staying sentry post right now. Once I'm done here, I'm going to go back to the guardhouse and get some next orders from my officers. So whether that be cutting wood, cutting grass, policing the town, we are the police here in Louisbourg as well, or whether just be coming back and standing another post. Then once we get off duty at the end of our 24 hours, changing of the guard is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We have 48 hours off to do as we please. So most of us live in the barracks on the big side of the building, and from there we're going to try and find some extra work. So whether that be for a fisherman, for a merchant, things like that, working on the fortifications, the walls of the town, basically anything that we can do to make ends meet, we're doing on our days off.
explaining when we fire these cannons, we're using 6 pounds of powder and 18-pound cannonball for these cannons here. When we fire them, we only use 1.5 pounds. The cannoneers, they were artillery specialists dressed in red with blue over top and silver buttons, and they would get paid 25 French pounds a month, whereas a regular soldier is paid 1.5 pounds. And they would practice firing the cannons every week. They'd have a competition every Sunday to see who was the most accurate, and if they did hit their target on the first shot, they got extra pay. So they were very good at what they did.